Hello, everyone in YouTube land. It's been a little while since I have done a live broadcast for you. I had an extremely busy January and February. I went to Costa Rica in January and we had an amazing retreat there. We had a wonderful, wonderful time, and everybody enjoyed it so much that we've already planned to go back in December of this year. The hotel was fabulous. The beach was fabulous. It was record-breaking heat, so that was a challenge. But it was a lovely break in January. In early February, we went to the Conscious Life Expo in California. And I'm very, very proud to say that I won first prize for the best spiritual book of all the people that entered into the competition. I think there were, 20, 30 books, maybe, I'm guessing. And they were voted on by the people who read those books, and I was very honored to be given first place. So it is now, the Jesus, My Autobiography, is now considered an award-winning book, which is fabulous. And then I drove home from Arizona to Canada, which is always a very, very long haul. And so I've been taking it easy for a couple of weeks just to get back into the swing of winter in Canada. So beginning of February, it has been rainy and cold. So the reason I wanted to come on here and mention those things is to give you a little update, but also to let you know that we have opened our UK channeling retreat. So this is at the Balmoral Hotel in Torquay in Devon. If you go to the homepage of channelingjesus.com, all of the information, photos, pricing are going to be on the main page there, and we have opened it up. We've got quite a few attendees already booked, but we do have quite a few spaces left, so please do consider it. If you are fancying a trip to England or you live in England, this will be my last trip to England for a little while. I've been 3 consecutive years. No. 3 years recently. I didn't go during COVID, but I won't be going there again for a little while. So if you'd like to come see us there, please go and check out the pricing, and you can register at channelingjesus.com. We also have a couple of spaces left for our Italian retreat, which is in Assisi in Umbria. We mostly filled it up from our membership, but we do have a couple of spots left. And if you go to the events page on channelingjesus.com, you still may be able to sneak in as one of the last 2 or 3 people coming to Italy with us. The Italian retreat is in late May, and the English event is from June 3rd to 6th. So they are filling up fast. Please do consider coming to see us.
You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and we are very pleased that you are here. We are excited for the evolution that we are seeing in your group. We are excited for the evolution that we are seeing on your planet at this time. There are many, many shifts that are being achieved at this time. Obviously, if you watch the news, you would understand that there is a very negative take in that particular realm. But when you are on the ground, when you are with people, when you are talking, what you are feeling is eager anticipation from a lot of people. Now, the great bifurcation is underway. But what you will find as high-frequency beings doing your forgiveness work, doing A Course in Miracles, that you are not going to encounter many of those people anymore. The great bifurcation is underway. And what that is the understanding that you reap what you sow. And all of you have been sowing seeds of love, seeds of forgiveness, seeds of creativity, seeds of courage. And you are going to find that the world of darkness and criminality is going to fade away so that you feel as if the world is getting better and better. We will tell you for many beings on this planet, it is not getting better and better, but you are harvesting the seeds of the harvest that you have sown yourself. Nobody is doing this to you. You are reaping the rewards of your own experience, your own choices. Every time you have picked up A Course in Miracles in the last 2 years or 5 years or 20 years, every time you have looked at an unloving thought in your mind and said, oh, I don't want that in there, how can I turn it around? That's the wrong frequency. That's not going to bring good. Think about the thousands and thousands and thousands of times that you have done this. This is creating a new world. And you are living in that world right now. Look around at the beauty. Look around at the environment. Look around at the people that you have created to spend this week with. This is your doing. This is not a dispensation from God. This is your doing from the choices you have made, from the investments that you have made, from the books that you have read, from the horror movies that you have not watched, from the newscasts that you refuse to tune into. You have slowly but surely raised yourself up out above the battleground, not totally. Some of you are having some difficulties, but you are looking at them to the best of your ability with the eyes that say, why am I having this experience? What is going on here? What frequency am I holding that is bringing this experience? And this idea of radical acceptance, which we talk about very, very often, is whatever your trials and tribulations are, whether it be divorce, financial, physical health, ask yourself, how am I contributing to this lower frequency? Where am I short-tempered? Where am I self-centered? Where am I fearful? Where am I judgmental? Be brutally honest with yourself and ask yourself, what have I been doing to bring this about? And you will be given the answer. When you ask genuinely, with 100% desire, I want to know what this is that I'm doing that's bringing about this thing that I'm not happy with or that's not working out for me, you will be shown within a day, within 2 days, within 3 days. Keep asking. The mind wants to hide from you that which is the most undermining aspect of your consciousness. So when our dear one did this with us, as many of you know, she had some challenges with her a family member. And this family member would show up in her head all the time, and she would get so mad. Why is this person showing up in my mind? I've done all this forgiveness work. And she yelled and yelled at me for hours and hours one day because she was so sick of her own mind, and she knew that her own mind was getting something out of this. Why was this person showing up in her head? Why was she there all the time? But through sheer determination and knowing that this was something that was her own creation, her own ego was using against her, she came to see the truth. She came to see the truth that every time this person showed up in her head, she had had a hateful thought about herself. So what her mind was doing was hiding from herself her hateful thoughts. She'd have a hateful thought about herself, and within a second, her show up in her mind, judging her, criticizing her. It was hiding from herself that that's what she was doing. So, challenge for you this week. We're going to start tonight. What do you accuse others of doing? What are you accusing your partner of doing? What are you accusing your roommate of doing? What are you accusing your ex of doing? What do you accuse the world of doing? And turn it around and ask yourself, am I doing that? Because that is what projection does. Projection means that you are accusing somebody of the thing that you're doing so that you do not look inside. So each of you, we would like you to take a moment here, just close your eyes and think of somebody that you have recently accused of doing something. And then turn it around. What's the opposite of that? They never helped me. I never helped me, or I never helped them. You can turn it around in a couple of different ways. They don't care about me. I don't care about me. I don't care about them. Nobody loves me. I don't love anybody. So we want you to do that this week. You may not be able to do it perfectly in this moment because of the circumstances. But when you go to bed tonight, we would like you to take a few minutes to think about the most recent person that you have accused of doing something, or an ongoing accusation that you are dealing with in your life. And we want you to turn it around. And we want you to just be willing to entertain the idea that maybe projection is happening here, and that the guilt that you're trying to give to them is in fact what you're doing. This is a very, very difficult trick, because every single thing that constructed this body, that constructed this world, that constructed this life, does not want to see that. And yet, if you're accusing somebody of something, you are pushing it away from yourself so that you do not have to feel it, so that you do not have to look at it. And most people are doing this in one way, shape, or form. The reason we're starting this week off with this idea of projection and accusing others of doing things is because this is a fundamental structure of the ego mind. And if you see yourself doing this, this is undermining your ascension process. The accusation of others is always ego. Always. And when you're accusing others of doing something, you are refusing to look at yourself. And the path to ascension is looking at yourself. Why am I afraid of this? Why am I angry at this person? Why won't I do this? Why, when I say I want to be fit, will I not exercise? Why, when I say I want to improve my financial situation, do I keep buying stupid things or spending my money recklessly? Your self-sabotage is the clue as to what the foundational beliefs that brought you to this place are. So this is a time in this week when you are all together and you're talking about Course in Miracles, and you have time to contemplate, you have time to rest and relax, and you have the opportunity to work closely with Ananda and with us here to assist you through the raising of this frequency as we spend this time together, to allow things to surface that your regular life does not allow to surface. So take the opportunity to do that, especially with the most clear and present person with whom you have an issue. Why? Because they are the most clear and present person that you have an issue with. That means that this is the lesson that's to be looked at right now. And to be willing to turn that accusation around and ask the question, could it possibly be that I am doing this to them or to myself? You will be potentially opening the door to a much greater awareness of your own self-deception. So this evening, we would like you to do that. We would like you to contemplate that one with whom you have had an issue where you are making them guilty of something. We would like you to do that, and we would like you to, as you were asked, to contemplate that which you would like to expand into. There is an idea in Course in Miracles teachings that you should never have inspirations like that you shouldn't plan. When we say we'd like you to think about how you would like to live, how you would like to change your life, we're not telling you that there's a physical solution to that. What we're saying is you have to first recognize that there's a desire, that there's some focus or some goal that you'd like to reach. Once the mind accepts this, then all of the wheels of the universe will start working towards helping you make it happen. But it is the realization within your mind and seeing the blocks and asking for those blocks to be removed, or beginning the process of removing them yourself, because you have to want those blocks removed for us to be able to help you, and we cannot do it for you. But what we can do is assist you in the process that you have now decided that you'd like to head towards. So the decision must be made by you. I would like to improve my living situation. I'd like to live in a nicer home. I'd like to live in a nicer neighborhood where there's more nature, where I can experience new things. That is what I would truly like as the next phase of my life. When you articulate that and you deal with the resistances, writing those resistances down and saying, that's limited thinking, that's my mother's voice, that's not true. When you get 100% behind, this is what I'd like to experience, then your creative power as a divine being will begin to kick in. And our ability to assist you will begin to kick in, because we will not be working against a part of your mind. We're not allowed to do that. You have free will. So it's a very, very important process that we're asking you to participate in and begin tonight. This idea of accusation of a guilty party and the contemplation of what you would like to bring into being in the next phase of your experience. So what our dear one decided was that she was going to dedicate more time to her creativity, because this has been a strong thread throughout her life, and other incarnations have expressed this intense creativity. And in her, what she calls near-death experience, she realized that she would be sorry at the end of her life if she hadn't given this a really good shot. And so that is what she has decided to do. And what are the consequences of that? One of the consequences of that is a returning of joy and vital life force. She can feel that there's a physical difference from 2 months ago. She can feel the excitement of going home, setting up a creative studio, buying herself a kiln, taking classes, learning this pottery that she has decided that she's going to express herself with. She can feel that there is more energy in her body, there are more ideas in her mind, there's an excitement, an eager anticipation. All she had to do was make a decision. And those are the consequences. So if you're struggling with tiredness, if you're struggling with disillusionment, if you're feeling that you are aimless, this is the process that you want to start this week, and to begin to delve into it and articulate it and listen to the arguments against it. Remember, the arguments against it are coming from the conditioned mind, but they have as much power as the inspiration from spirit. Because why? Because you believe in them. It's your belief that is the powerful force here. And it's your belief that can turn your ship from going this way to going this way. And that's what we want you to think about tonight. We want you to think about the next phase, and we want you to listen to the stories that are coming up when you think about the next phase. I'm too old, I'm not educated enough, it's too much money, my partner will be mad at me, I have to move, blah, blah, blah. That's the conditioned mind. The problem with most people is they give the conditioned mind as much weight and power as the inspiration. And so, one step forward, one step back, one step forward, you don't get anywhere. But you are all here. You are not sticks in the mud. You are brave and courageous and creative beings. And so that is what we want you to focus on this week. And starting this evening, and you can talk amongst it with yourselves, what is the idea that you've not been acting on? What is the thing that you'd like to do in the next 10 years of your life? Where are you stuck? Why are you stuck? Think about it, articulate it, and begin that process so that by the end of this week, you are very, very clear, and you have had some great discussions about it. You've had someone say, well, I can hear you say that. That's kind of a limiting belief that you just said there. You are going to mold and create in this beautiful crucible that has been created here in Costa Rica. You are going to mold and create the energetic impetus for creating the next chapter of your life. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and we want you to take these ideas to bed with you tonight. Ask for dreams, for clarification. Give us permission to assist you in understanding what's going on in your mind. Ask us to show you clearly where you have a blind spot, and we will do our very, very best to assist you on this journey. Oh, a lot of people out there.